Welcome back, everybody. My name is Joe. This is Work Hard RC, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new FMS FCX18. This is the Toyota Land Cruiser. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking this is just like the one they already have out. There's an exception. This has the brushless motor. Let's go ahead, open it up, and check it out. Alright, so we have the brand new FMS FCX18 right here ready to go. We're going to get it opened up. Now, this is the new version with the brushless motor and some other new features for this model. It is $199 from the FMS website, and I do have a link on the bottom. You guys can check that out if you guys want to order one of these. But just so you guys know, for whatever reason, this model is a little bit different than what I'm used to from FMS. So it came in a brown box, just like you see with packaging for shipments. So that's what it came in, and on the bottom of the box it had the instructions and some stickers. Now, I thought that was kind of weird until I looked at the box, and the box is essentially styrofoam there with a cardboard sleeve. So just know that there isn't an actual box. Now, I'm not sure if this is just maybe packaging that came from them directly, or if this is how they're going to be actually selling it in retail stores. But that is the packaging that I got it in. It is just a sleeve over styrofoam. So a little bit different. They didn't go all out and put it in a box, but still, for the price point, $199 for a brushless motor. Maybe they skimped on that, I don't know, but either way, just know that's what it comes with. So looking at the box, you see the all blacked out FCX18 there, Toyota Land Cruiser, looking really nice. And then as you turn the box around, you'll see some specs. What it has in here is the internal brushless motor, the internal brushless ESC, so that's something that we're going to be taking a look at as well. Remote control, obviously, bearings, and then some other information as far as what comes in the box, and we're going to open it up, so we'll take a look. More pictures of the vehicle there, some more information as far as the Land Cruiser and the LC80 variant of the FMS vehicle here. Here that you see the front, you see the back, and all the information as far as QR codes and whatnot. And then again, another picture of the vehicle there. So let's go ahead and get it opened up and see what's inside. So again, you have that sleeve there, just like that. And then you have a styrofoam box that says FMS. So let's get that opened up here. There it is. And what we see in the box is all of this. So we do have the controller right here. Pretty typical of FMS. Do like that controller in general, very small, similar to like my Enduro controller, even the Mia's controller. I don't have it on my table, but there it is. So very nice. I do like these size controllers here. And then it looks like we have all of our chargers, tools. Looks like we have the charger for the LiPo right here. We have a, looks like a Phillips and an Allen wrench there. Then we have across there for all of our nuts. And it looks like we have some spare parts here. Looks like for a hitch potentially. We'll take a closer look at that here in a little bit. And then we have our license plates, so stickers, so you can add that to it. And then here is the vehicle itself. Let's go ahead and take that out. I can see already has that nice roof rack. And we're going to pull that out, and there it is. All blacked out, looking very nice. I'm very happy with this, just because the look of it just looks awesome, all blacked out. So I do like it so far, just by the looks. Now, they do say this is a usable spare tire, so we'll have to take that off and see how it goes as far as replacing it, should we get it flat out in the field, you know. But so far, that body looks really good. It is a hard body, from what I can tell, but take a look at that. Let's go ahead and sit down, open it up, take a closer look at everything, take a look at the specs, and see what this brushless motor is all about, along with that brushless ESC. All right, so we got everything opened up. I did take a look at some things before I got back on camera. Now, it does say ready to run out of the box, or on the box, And I can't remember if in my old videos and my other FMS vehicles, it came with batteries for the controller. And I looked in the box again, I didn't see any. So it doesn't come with the batteries for the controller, but it does have a battery, a LiPo for the vehicle itself. So the battery it comes with is a 2S 900 milliamp battery there. And that is a LiPo. So again, 2S battery does come with it. That's actually in the vehicle, and I'll show you where it came in there. But it doesn't have batteries for the controller, so we're gonna go ahead and install some so that we're ready to go. Like I said, I don't recall if my other cars had batteries in the box or not. I'll have to go back and check with some of the other FMS vehicles we have. It may not have, but now we have the batteries in the controller, so we're ready to go when we test this out. But again, you do have the instruction manual inside of the box. And I did have to reference this only because when I went to go take it apart, I was looking for clips and it didn't have clips. It had 4 screws to take out in order to unmount the body. So just know that the tools that it comes with are useful, so that with this Allen wrench there and this Phillips head screwdriver there, you can use it to take apart the body. So just know that it does have those in the box and you will need to take it apart. But what I thought was really cool as I was kind of searching for the clips to unmount the body was that as I was looking, I thought I saw 2 clips, but in reality, when I poked that and pushed it, it actually opened up the hood. And underneath the hood, you don't have an engine, you do have the battery. So this is where the battery goes. And you have the plug there to plug it in into the ESC from here. So that's a really cool feature, and I can see why that body is actually screwed in, so it keeps it really secure, and then you're able to just take your battery pack, put it in from the top there, plug it in, close the hood, and that powers the car. So that's really cool. Again, I was kind of disappointed when I didn't see the body clips take the body off, but if I don't have to take the body off to put the battery in, then I don't really see it as too big of an issue. If I want to work on it, obviously I'm going to take it apart anyways, but just know that the battery does go inside of the hood compartment there, which is a pretty cool feature. Again, taking a closer look at that all blacked out. Very nice. I want to plug it in here and take a look at the batteries, but first let's go and take it apart, look inside, take a look at that brushless motor there. So I do have the screws taken off already, so just note that it does have 2 Phillips in the front that you'll be taking out, and then in the back with the provided Allen key, or if you have your own tool set, this one is a 1.5 millimeter wrench that you're going to need for the back. You'll need to take those 2 out in the back. Once you have those off, you'll be able to remove the body. I think I removed those. Let me see. One thing I didn't notice as I was taking off the rear one is the screw for the ladder got in the way of me unscrewing that screw, and it looks like it's getting in the way of me taking this apart right now. So just give me 1 second here. So for whatever reason, that nice little screw there for the ladder is preventing me from taking off the body. So I don't want to have to take off that screw, but if I want to get the body off, it looks like I'm going to have to. So it's kind of weird that I would have to do that, but let's go ahead and take that off. It does have a nut there. And I'll show you the screw that I'm taking out for the ladder. It's basically this right here is keeping you from taking off that body, which is kind of weird that they would have that like that. So anyways, I took off, you can see that screw right there that holds that ladder. That was preventing me to unlatch that body part. So kind of strange that that's like that, but we'll see if we can fix that somehow. But as you can see, it's plugged into the receiver there with the lights plugged in. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug that, and then we'll take the body off. All right, so we have the lights unplugged, and let's take a look at the body by itself. So again, this is a hard body, and it is molded, as far as the color, it's molded black. It's not painted, so that's going to provide some durability for you there. You do have a really nice roof rack with functioning lights. So when I get it plugged in, we'll check out the lights. And then you do have tinted windows. They're not blacked out and painted, they're actually just tinted. So lighting wise, if you have any lights in there, you'll probably see it come through, but there is no interior, so you won't have anything in there as far as being able to view any interior, and that's why you have your tinted windows there. But really, really nice attention to detail. You can see the headlights there. Again, you saw the working hood there. Nice rear view mirrors. You do have your nice snorkel there, so as you go into the water, you don't flood your intake. And then as you come into the side, you see all the nice molding there around the windows. Coming around the side, you see the tail lights, which I believe are also functioning. And then you have your extra tire there that you'll be able to change out in the field should you have a flat tire. So that's pretty cool. Then you have your ladder. Again, the only thing with the ladder is that you do need to take that screw out if you want to take apart the body. So just note that. Don't necessarily like that, but again, just what it is, what it is. You do have your Toyota emblem right behind the ladder there. And then as you come along the other side, you see the moldings, very similar from the other side. Nice fender flares there. And then from the front again, you see the lights. So really nice body. All the lights are tucked in place there. Now the receiver is actually mounted to the top of the body here. So let's take a look at that. A lot of wiring for the lights, but you can take a look at that. You see the receiver there with all the lights plugged in. That's actually just a receiver for the lights, so pretty cool there. All right, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the internals. So we do have oil-filled shocks there. And again, this is 1/18 scale. As you guys know, I have been doing a lot with 124 scale. I've mentioned in past videos that we're building a trailer with a course on it that is just about complete. So much so that when I take this out to test it, I'm gonna be testing it on our trailer. So that's gonna happen. And I'm able to do videos a lot faster now that I have that capability to just take it out to the back of my shop and test it out on our course. And we do have some really cool features on that course that'll really test this as far as the incline, rocks, climbing, and some bridges that'll really help test the balance here. So just note that we'll be testing it out there. But like I said, as you guys know, we have been upgrading some of our vehicles, the 124 scale, to the brushless systems. I recently did a video on the Endura brushless system, so you can see I have that installed on this build here. That's the Fat Viper with their new ESC that's brushless as well. And then I also have been working with the FuriTech motors. So we have that inside of this one here. And then in one of our other builds, so you can see that's the flat motor there. And then in one of our other builds, we have a very similar FuriTech in our little Ford here, right there. So all these, I'll be doing breakdowns of the vehicles. If you guys are looking at this, wondering what I have in these, I'll be doing breakdown of each individual one. So this one's a chassis made by Nacho on Instagram, so you can check them out. I believe Nacho Crawlers. I bought the chassis and some other and the body from him. So really, really cool build there. I'll do a breakdown on that in the future. And then again, we have the little guy racing parts here, an entire build by them. And then we have our full Endura build. So again, all running brushless motors. So when I saw this had a brushless motor, I was super excited about it. And the price point of this is $199. I believe the brush motor is like $170. Actually, let me double check that. Now that I have the site open, I can talk about it. So the 1/18 scale in the, I believe it's the yellow, is, let me see, $180. So $20 more, you get a brushless motor with some other features. So that's pretty cool as far as the price points. Now, I was on the verge of ordering the FCX18 in the yellow. That was a brushed motor, and I would have done it had it been available in the US, but unfortunately it was only available in Canada for some reason. So I didn't order it, I waited, and then this guy popped up that it was new and it came out, so I ended up opting for this one instead. And again, I'm very happy because I have been enjoying the use of the brushless motors lately in my build, so that's really nice that that has that. This is a 2-speed transmission, which you can see right here. So that's a 2-speed transmission, so we can go from high speed to crawl speed essentially, and we can do all that from our controller. And then if I flip this around, you can't really get a good look of the motor because it does have a plastic shroud over it. Let me see if I can get that off, if I can show you the motor, if that comes off easily. Looks like it might. Now it's actually all connected. I'll take that off at a different time, but if you look right in here, you can see the brushless motor right there. Now that is a 3200 kV motor, so we'll have some good speed to it and hopefully have some really good crawl speed as well. Not that I'll be going fast with this, but I do have the capability, especially with that 2-speed transmission. So we'll also check out the lights here in a little bit. Now, another cool feature on these, if you look at it from the front, you kind of see something that catches your eye. If you look at my Nacho build, you'll notice it on that one too, that it has portal axles. This one also has portal axles. So I guess it's not too different like from a TRX-4M in the sense of this scale 118, that these are metal geared portal axles on the FMS FCX18 with the brushless motor. So I do like that feature, really keeps everything nice and high while still keeping everything low. And these springs seem to be very nice. Again, they are oil filled. I have to take them apart to see how much oil's in them and if I need to add any. And then we do have metal links here. These aren't any type of high clearance links, but from the looks of it, it looks like everything's nice and tight and high anyways, because if you see where the drive shaft is there, the links don't really stick out much at all lower than that. So it seems to be very low to the ground. Also has, if you look here, the way the chassis is metal. It is lowered here. So you do have the low center of gravity chassis here. That's stock from the vehicle. So that's a really nice feature there. And then you do have some more weight in the front. Like I mentioned, that battery box is in the front where the hood is on the truck. So that's a nice feature to have that already mounted in the front. And then here we see all of the internals. So this is, again, 2S LiPo ready. Usually brushless motors, I was able to run 3S. I haven't read anywhere that I can run a 3S, so I'm probably gonna keep it at a 2S. And again, this is a 900 battery, so should last me a decent amount of time while I take it out to test it. So really nice as far as all the technology inside of it. All the wires are nicely tucked away on the side with some nice wrap there to keep it all together, all into the, let me see if we have the receiver here. So we have the servo, it's gonna go right here in the front, and then we have the motor, the lights, and then what else do we got? Looks like we have for the transmission here. So all these different parts that go right here into the receiver, there's 4 of them. So we have it for the servo, obviously, we have it for the motor, and we have one for the transmission, and then we have one for the light. So those are the 4 different parts that go into that receiver there. And again, we have the separate ESC here in the front where it's going to be managing that motor. So pretty nice. Again, this is a brushless ESC. It is just plastic, and it looks like it may be waterproof, but again, it's just plastic. I don't see any O-rings inside of it, but I assume it's fairly decently waterproof. I'll double check that to make sure if it is or isn't waterproof. I'll talk about that here a little bit later in the video. So we do see that the servo for the steering is a lay-down servo right here in the front, and we do have metal links across the axle there. As far as the turn radius, it's not anything to, I guess, be wowed over. Pretty decent. So we'll get the battery in here and really test that out. Well, actually, we'll do that right now. So let's go ahead and make sure that we have everything covered here, but pretty straightforward as far as the metal chassis, the oil-filled shocks, the links. I do like that the links are metal. And then we still have our fishbone link here in the front. It's not a 2-piece like I tend to upgrade. That is plastic though, so it's not metal for that link in the front. That one's plastic, and then same for the rear. You have another kind of wishbone link there, just above the axle right there, and that one is plastic. So you have metal links here, full metal links, and you have plastic right there. So potential to upgrade in the future if you guys like the 4-link system. And then we have our drive shaft here, which is also plastic right there. And then plastic bumpers. But let's throw this battery in real quick and just take a look at it while we have it with the body off. Let's turn on. One thing that I did notice is that this strap for the battery isn't the easiest to access while that body's on. So we'll have to see how that works. I might just put a piece of Velcro on the battery and take that strap off so I can just put it on and off a little bit easier, because I probably will be doing that through the hood space and not taking the body off. So let's go and turn this on. me see if those batteries had any juice. Or if we put them in the right way. Looks like we have negative, negative, positive, and positive. There we go. Receiver's on, or controller's on. And then we have our on switch just behind the battery. It's a push button. I guess it would help if I plug that in. So let's go ahead and plug that in right now. Now it does have a different plug for the battery. I'll have to show you that right now. But let's turn this on real quick. There we go. All right. So now let's take a better look at that turn radius there. So it's pretty typical, ready to run out the box crawler. And then we also have the speeds here. Now this is a brushless motor, so let's see what we got as far as our slow crawl. Just put a little bit of pressure on that trigger, and right there, that's going to be the difference between an out-of-the-box brushed motor and the new brushless FCX18. Right there, that slow crawl. And it seems pretty consistent. Doesn't look like it's catching on anything or it's binding. Now it does have 2 speeds. We'll check out the other speed right now. All right, this is the second speed here. So that right there, I can't get as slow of a crawl, but it is faster. Let's put it back in that first gear there. There we go. A lot smoother in that first gear for the transmission, or that first speed. So I do like that a lot. So this should be really fun taking it out of the box. Getting that nice slow crawl. So that motor does seem to be promising just from holding it and hearing it. Very quiet, silent, really slow. So that's pretty exciting right there. I like that a lot. Let's go and throw the body back on and take a look at it with the lights, and we'll plug the battery back in. I'll show you how that goes with the hood and the top installed. So let's do that now. All right, so we have the body installed. Now, I did put some nice fingerprints on the windows there. Being that it's all black, I assume I'm gonna have some issues keeping it clean, should it be sitting on my shelf. But on the most part, a lot of my vehicles, as we saw earlier, tend to keep that dirt on them because I do take them out quite a bit, at least more often now that I'm building that course. So let's go ahead and take this plastic off of the windshield right there, so I can throw my fingerprints on that. But again, just to reiterate, this all blacked out Toyota looks really, really nice. I do really like it. As you guys saw a little bit earlier, I did all blacked out Ford, and now I got two of them all blacked out. So this is a 1/24 scale. You kind of see the different size comparison there. Yeah. This is really cool. I can't reiterate that enough, that out of the box, being all blacked out is really, really nice. Kind of like that Midnight Edition from RC four-wheel drive. I think they have a K10 or a Blazer that's all blacked out, but this thing's cool. We'll see how it does tomorrow. But let's go and throw the battery in, or how it does on the course, which will be tomorrow. I apologize for me glistening. It is getting very hot here in Bakersfield, California. Where I do all of my recording and where I'm from. And it's supposed to be 102 degrees tomorrow, which is Saturday. All right. Looks like we have everything plugged in again. We have our lights on. Let's see how we get to the lights. All right, so the channel 4 on the controller right there is going to control your lights. So if you push that, you have your lights turn on right there. So you see that with the nice yellow lights up top and the yellow lights in the front. And if you turn to the rear, you do have lights when you back up. So this is me pushing reverse. You do have those lights when you back up, which is really cool. Another cool feature that I have also, my K5 Blazer, if I turn left, you do have your blinker. And if I turn right, you have a blinker there as well. So really cool tech. And one thing I just saw as this thing's facing me is you also have the blinkers in the front, which is pretty cool. You have the blinkers for left and right. Let me see if you can see that here. There you go. There you go. Look at that nice amber blinker there. And then the same for the other side. So really cool feature that I do enjoy as I'll be taking this out and doing some nice night crawling. So nice slow speed there. Have high speed, two-speed transmission, sorry. Shocks look to be very promising. I will probably do some upgrades to this, definitely do some upgrades to the wheels. These wheels look like, actually let's take one of these wheels off and take a closer look at the wheels since we have it here. I guess I could take off the rear wheel since it says they are the same. All right, so we need a bigger. Oh, that tool's not gonna work. I just want to see, I don't assume these are bead locks. Highly doubt that they are, but just for the benefit of the doubt, let's check it out real quick. Actually, they might be. Let's go ahead and just take this apart. Now, it does have the Phillips in the back, which I'm not a fan of. I wasn't a fan of the first, or the screws that are here in the front to take off the body. Those are Phillips as well. I will probably end up replacing those to match the rear screws. Since I have a kit that has all the screws in there, that'd be fairly easy to me to find a set that fits. That's the nice thing about having all these RC cars and building crawlers is you end up with a ton of spare screws from all of the wheels that you buy, from all of the upgrades, the shocks, pretty much have everything. So I'm going to finish taking this wheel apart. It has 5 screws here in the rear, and we're going to see if this is a bead lock from the factory or if it's a fake bead lock. And I just took apart these screws for no reason. So not sure if it would say that in on the website or not. I guess that would have been a little bit quicker for me to do that. But hey, we're here together, so why not check it out? So let's see if we can take this apart. And it looks like we can, actually. So it looks like it is a bead lock. There we go, it's 2-piece right here. So that's nice. Should I want to add some weight to it or change these out? So So there's the ring there. It's just all plastic, nothing metal. So as far as the weight, doesn't really add anything to it. Then you got just your standard foam that comes from the factory. So pretty cool that it comes with bead locks out of the factory. Most of my other cars that I have, like the axials, they're not bead locks. So that's a really cool feature out of the factory that it has the bead locks. So I do like that. These don't seem to have very good traction just from touching them. So we'll see how they do on our course. Now the course that we built has quite a few obstacles that will allow you to run a stock vehicle. And I built it to run a FCX24 or something that's 24 scale. So when you take a look at the course and when we're taking this on there, it is 1/18 scale. So potentially it should do a bit better than my stock FCX24. But again, only time will tell as we take it out there and test it out. Now I will be testing it on an incline, over some rocks, and over a staircase that we built. So it should really give this thing a good test, so you guys can get a good feel for if this is something you guys would want. Now for me, the biggest reason why I purchased this is because I've been wanting an 18 scale, I've been wanting a Land Cruiser, and then I wanted to have something a little bit larger than what I have already in my 124 scale to test out on my course. So that's the main reason for this. And again, when I saw that this had the brushless motor, I could not resist and click that buy button fast enough. And again, if you guys like this, just by looking at it, and you guys want one, I do have the link in our bio or in our description. It'll take you directly to FMS to purchase this. And I believe they have a sale going on, or they're going to be having one soon for the other version. But again, for about $20 more, I would opt for this one. I'm going to go ahead and call it the Midnight Edition because it's all blacked out. But so far, I love it. Again, take a look at that slow crawl there. Let me see if I as slow as I can get it right there. It's about as slow as I can get it. And I'll put this up to my microphone. You can see that it's pretty silent. Very nicely tuned motor by FMS with a cool turning signal. So I do like that you have the lights when you back up too. That's pretty cool. Be doing some cool night videos with this, but let's go ahead and stop talking. I think we already covered everything that's in this, and if we haven't, we'll go over to while we're recording it as far as on the course. But let's take this thing out, let's put it to the test, see how many times we can flip it over and how it does on our course. So let's go outside and check it out. All right, so we're at our shop in our backyard area. I am going to be running the Toyota on our course that we built. So this course has quite a few obstacles that are meant for crawlers, 124 scale specifically. So this one should do decent on it. I did take it briefly on just one little obstacle and it did struggle a little bit, so I'll show you guys that. But real quick, we'll go through the course so you guys can check out what it looks like, and then we'll run the Land Cruiser on there, see how it does. And then I'll probably change the wheels out just because the stock ones don't have very much grip, just to see how it does for fun. But otherwise, let's check out the course. All right, so at the beginning of the course, we're going to have our little pit stop area here. Kind of keep it kid friendly. Now this course that we have set up is about 7.5 feet by 16 feet, so it's a lot of space that we have here. And then we have our course starts here on the side, driver's side coming up. Still adding some detail. I'd say this course right now is about 90% done. We still got to do some more stuff to it, but overall it's functioning and it's a ton of fun. My girls were out here earlier playing with it. They went inside. They didn't want to be on the video. But a lot of these challenges make your 124 scale seem like Superman if they can make it over. It's a lot of detail. This right here is our main obstacle. And I'll show you why when I get to the other side. We have our nice little spiral staircase right over there. We'll get a closer look at that. But again, a lot of obstacles, keeps it fun. I'll be taking this out for some parties and things here locally. So I think it's gonna be a blast. We'll be running the axial base camp, and that little base camp will make everything, we'll be able to do everything on this course. We have a nice little fox there in his foxhole. So again, yeah, the axial base camp will be the car that we run with this for parties. And again, that little truck makes it over every obstacle. It does take some finesse to get over it with a stock car, but it is doable. So right here, this incline right here, I got to check the angle, degree of angle that I have on this. I can't remember, but it is pretty steep. We do have it textured a bit to kind of aid with that. Then once you make it up, you make this sharp U-turn, you come back down the bridge. So let's go ahead and grab that Toyota and see what it can do on this. All right, so we have the FMS FCX18 Land Cruiser all powered up and ready to go. We're going to take it over a few of the easier obstacles, and that's easy when I reference that for a 124 scale, again with the base camp being the base that I did for the course. So goes over that first obstacle with ease. We're just going to take it along the side. We'll make a U-turn and come back down. Now again, we built this for either 118 scale that is more stock, or a modified 124 scale. Now even with a modified 118 scale, this course should still be fine, but just going to make sure the longevity of the course stays intact. We want to use smaller crawlers, so made it over that with ease. I do have it running in the first gear, so we have it running a little bit slower. On the most part, I don't really have a need to go fast with this on this course, so we'll just keep it like that. I want to come around. I want to go on the bottom. This provides us with some more obstacles. Oh, looks like a steep fall. Scraping, like I went into a. I always have issues when I take my Raptor out when I go to a parking structure. Kind of same situation here. So there it is, crawling underneath the bridge here. Really no obstacles here, just testing the speed. And then we're going to take it up this bridge right here. Actually, what we'll do is actually keep going on this line. Over these rocks with ease. No problem there. Take it over these rocks. With ease. I want to go to these middle rocks, which are a bit higher. Let's see how it does here. Take it over this. Get that slow crawl. Oh, kind of bottoming out there. Let's see if we can just catch it between these two rocks and make it. Alright, so did well there. Now let's come across the ridge on this side. See if we can make it up on its own. And it looks like it'll do it, so perfect. Now, here's where we're going to put this thing to the test. See how it is going up. So far, so good. Now this incline is about to, or decline is about to come up. Usually, or it was a problem for the base camp at first. I did make some adjustments, so this should be able to handle it. But again, it is really light. It doesn't have very good traction. Let's see how it does. Oh, and it flipped. Let's try that again. Could be a user error as I was trying to record and drive at the same time. Try that again here. Give a little bit of speed right at the end. You don't tip over, so it does make it. It is kind of sketchy trying to make it that way. So let's go ahead and go down the other side before we go into these other obstacles that I already know will be difficult for this guy. I'm gonna cut across there, come around, We'll make a little this mound right here. Ooh. So I am liking that slower crawl of this Toyota. Man, this is factory brushless motor. Seems to be doing pretty decent for what I'm putting it through right now. I'll put it through a little bit harder test here in a second, and we'll get some more difficult. This one right here, see if it doesn't bottom out. Nope, made it over that easily. All right, let's go ahead and start this thing right here and see if we can make it up this little ridge. So far so good. Losing some traction. I think with a different set of wheels, it might be good. It looks like it wants to go, just can't catch that rear end. Let's try a different angle here. Alright, doesn't look like one. Oh, tipped over there. Let's try it this way. Oh, there's the rear end here. Looks like, nope, doesn't want to, so that's a bit of a challenge for it. Let's take it back, see if we can make it up the ridge with our Fox here. Looks like it's gonna be fine there. Oh, maybe not. There's some traction there. Guess we got that front wheel off the ground. A little juice. Still not making it. Let's back up a little bit. See if we can turn. I don't even have my rear wheels on the ground anymore. My front wheels on the ground anymore. It's pretty funny. Reverse out of this. Let's try this again. Mr. Fox there. All right, we're losing that front wheel. It's too heavy in the rear. It's not gonna make it up this. So again, another obstacle. I can't make it up because it's heavy in the rear. But again, it's more, I guess, like a trail truck than a crawler right now in this current setup. So see what we can do here on this bridge here. I did add some more traction on this because some of my other stock cars did struggle a bit. And looks like this guy wants to be going over to the left for some reason. And tipped over. I did not secure the battery just because that strap's kind of hard to get to, so let's just toss this guy back in here. Close that up. These wires push down. All right, let's try this again. Just wanted to go to the left or to the right. Sorry about that camera angle. Focus on driving, not recording. Now this right here, we've had some experienced drivers fall inside of. And again, that's more of the driver than in the car. So it's set to fit a normal standard wheelbase. Doesn't look like it's gonna work, so it's good, but it's got straightened out. Making it over that. So we make it on this bridge. So far so good on the bridge. And we made it. Cool. Now for this obstacle, we currently only have one exit, so we're gonna have to make a 3-point turnabout to get this to work out for us. But we'll see how this does because it did struggle going up on that incline. So see if we can actually make it down this one. And these are pretty steep, and this is heavy in the rear. It should be okay coming down. Yeah, we're good there. All right, now let's go into the last two more difficult scenarios we have for this guy, taking him up this spiral staircase. Now I don't assume it's going to do very well at all, which I say that because the 124 scale struggle, even modified cars kind of struggle on this. So see if we can do it with that weight in the rear. It may be a hindrance. Let's see. I'll catch that traction in the rear. Nope, let's go a little bit wide and see if we can catch it there. Oh, maybe, almost. It wants to make it. Oh, it made it. There we go. Made it up the spiral staircase. That is a difficult obstacle for some cars. I'll say that for sure. Pretty cool. All right, now let's take this off to the. Give us some scratches here. Nice authenticity there with the scratches. This right here I know is going to be a challenge. Let's see if we can do it. I don't assume with the traction on these wheels it's going to make it very far, but let's just see. Oh, still have traction on the front. Oh, it might just make it just a little bit further. Wow, it actually made it. Very surprising. Cool. All right. Now this bridge, we'll see it's pretty high up, as you can tell. See how it does here on the bridge. If we catch all four wheels on it, we should be fine. It doesn't matter catching those wheels on the bridge here. So let's see, it's not too. Here, cut that rear, straighten it out. So far, so good. Now coming off this bridge, it might be a little bit of an issue because of the way we have it set up, but so far, so good. Doing fine. Again, the power of this brushless motor here is keeping everything nice and slow. The trigger control. Slow crawl on this stock car, really awesome. All right, now here's gonna be the difficult part, trying to come down. So if we don't lose it here, everything's looking so perfect. Just make it down here. Going straight, don't tip. No, oh, nope. Figured that was gonna be an issue for this guy. And it was, of course. So I'll just strap that battery down next time I take it. So, all right, well, that was probably the most difficult thing this thing could have been put through, and it did fine. Better than what I thought it was gonna be. So I probably won't change the wheels out. Maybe in another video, I'll do some modifications to this, maybe change out some links, definitely change out the shocks, and put some better tires on there. Now these are bead locks. I'm probably gonna change out the wheels as well, just for the sake of changing them out. And see if we can come down here without wrecking here. So another cool feature we have just for the photos, let me close this hood here. Really should have strapped that wire down, but you know, didn't do it this time. All right, that'll work. I'll take you inside of the cavern here. Let's just start this guy right here. Up the steps into the cavern. See if it makes it. Might be too tall. Let's go ahead and turn the lights on this guy since we're going to be in here. There you go. Turn our lights on. Coming into the cavern. Well, I have to trim that piece there so that taller guards don't hit it. Coming into the cavern and coming out of the cavern. Pretty good. I'm not sure how much of a difference those portal axles made as I was going up and down these rocks, but definitely capable out of the box for light crawling, and definitely a cool trail truck. To make it more into a crawler, I will add some things. Not a full-on crawler, but just more capable on some rocks. I think it'd be pretty cool to add that to it. But a lot of fun. It being all stock, ready to run out of the box. $199 from FMS. If you want something that looks really, really cool, all blacked out with lights, turn signals, if you're modifying this, you do have to take apart the body. It's a little bit harder to do, but so far I'm liking it. On this course, it is capable. Can't do everything well, but it does everything decently, I guess. So pretty cool. Let's go inside and talk about it. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at our trailer. That course has been something that we've been working on for quite some time. I just wanted to give you guys a quick tour. I'll be using that more and more as we go along, as we test out these micro or smaller scale crawlers and trail trucks, like 1/18 scale, 1/24 scale. So being this was the first one that I showed on camera on that course, it did fairly well. I expected to do a little bit better, but again, for the setup and for what it is, being more of like a trail truck, it did pretty good for that. I did push it a little more probably than it was capable of. I think with some upgrades and for what I wanted to do on that course, it'll serve it well, maybe with some new wheels, some tires, maybe a little bit heavier tires in the front. I don't want to mess with the look of it, so I'll probably keep everything the same as far as the wheel and everything else, maybe some new shocks. It could serve well maybe with some high clearance links possibly, but either way, in its current form, it was enjoyable. I do like the features that it has on it when you purchase it, especially that brushless motor. For $199 for a 1/18 scale with a brushless motor, and for everything this does with the lights, the turn signals, the ability to turn them on and off with these nice light bar up top. It's pretty cool. I do like that it has the reverse lights. I don't know why I like it, but I just think it's cool. So for the value, I think it's great. If you're looking at like let's say like a TRX4M, those sell for like $180, $160, depending where you get it from, with just a standard brushed motor. For a brushless motor with the capability, I think the potential of what this has for that price tag, plus all the extra features of the lights and the hard body and the windows, I think it's pretty cool. You do also have metal links, like I mentioned before. I think it's a good value in that sense, and I would definitely buy it again, and I do plan on keeping them doing upgrades. I do like, again, my favorite part of it is it's all blacked out, so I do like that feature. So pretty cool, definitely worth the $199, in my opinion. I think that FMS did a really good job with this, adding that brushless motor to it. So if you guys are in the market for it, I will have this linked in my description. You guys can pick it up from our affiliate, which is FMS, and I am an ambassador for them. So I do thank you guys for clicking on the link and purchasing from them. And I also do thank you guys for watching and sharing the different growth experience that we've been having, and also taking another tour of that trailer. That's been something I've been working on for a very long time, and I finally got it to a point where I actually drive my cars on it, and that's quite the accomplishment. So I'll be doing more videos with that trailer, with this car as I upgraded, and of course with our other scale cars. I know I've been getting a lot of questions on our little guy racing parts build that we have right here. This guy's really capable on that course. I'll have to show you guys the entire breakdown of what's on here and how it goes on that course. But more videos to come on that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment with any questions you guys have, and of course like if you guys liked our video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.